thought that occurred to me today. YouTube, maybe even the internet at large, but we're going to stick to leaning into YouTube here. Um, like life, manifesting what we see. So, um, if you're a YouTube user, which a lot of us are, you'll notice that after some frequent use, there's a lot of stuff that's coming up on your, you turn it on and there's things there that you would enjoy watching, right? You've subscribed to certain things, maybe you've hit the like button, or even if you haven't done that, even if you've just like clicked on it and you've shown some interest, the powers that be are like, okay, they're into that kind of content, cool, and then they continue providing with that kind of thing. And I mean, on online shopping, I tend to put things into my cart and leave them there for a little bit so I can think on it. So I'm not an impulse shopper that way. And I'm never worried about it, that I'm going to forget about it, because frankly, if you've ever done that before, if you've ever clicked on something, it'll keep popping up again. And I think we all know and can get around the fact that their phones are listening to us. And it seems spooky. It is a little spooky, but it's also kind of convenient, that whatever you're talking about, whatever you say that you're interested in or something like that, you're getting ads and that kind of thing for exactly what you want, instead of ads for what things you don't. So that's kind of cool. So we know how that works. And I think it's fascinating because I was chatting with some people and telling them that I started this routine, gosh, I don't know how many years ago, that every time I'm eating my breakfast, I put something on YouTube, something that is kind of a bit of a growth mindset, something that I feel like I'm growing and I'm learning something, variety of different topics, but so I'm learning and expanding. And talking about how, meditations on there sometimes and yoga, and they had no idea that kind of thing existed on YouTube. And I was like, how did you not know? What are you looking at on YouTube? And they're like, oh, all I ever get is just, it's like dark things or like jackass kind of things, where it's like either like people who are, hurting themselves and like, doing silly things, or things are just like devastating that are happening in the world and whatnot, and kind of like dark webby kind of stuff. And I was thinking that is because that's what you've been clicking on. And maybe that's what you've been talking about and seeking out. And so that it continues to give you more, because like that's what they're interested in. That's how this works. I'm going to give you more of that. And I know that you can change things by looking for something else. You go to that search bar and you search for something else. And if you search for it often enough, especially if you go ahead and click the like and subscribe and things like that, then it's like, oh, okay, they're starting to shift a little bit. They're more interested in this kind of thing now. And that's what it wants to do. It wants to give you what you want. And so you need to start shifting and being intentional about what it is that you want. Same thing, like if you've ever clicked on a shopping thing, you're like, I don't know about that shirt or something like that. It'll keep popping up over and over again to remind you, like, you put it in your cart. But you just have to ignore it for long enough and like start clicking on other things. And then it's like, oh, I guess she forgot about it. Okay. And eventually it goes away. So that's how it works on YouTube. That's how it works in life. That was my moment today. We need to, like, we get more of what we're looking for. So yeah, if you're like, and with the phones listening to you, you could be talking about how, your boss is like this, or your ex is like that, and they have this kind of personality or whatever, and then lo and behold, some information pops up on your phone, YouTube or something like that, that's a piece that's validating what you already believe, because that's how it works. And so if you're unhappy with what you've got, the content that's coming to you, whether it be on the internet or in life, then you need to make some conscious switches. You need to go to your search bar of life and put something in there that you do want to see more of. Otherwise, it's just going to keep giving you the same old stuff. See, I was going to say it's spooky that it happens the way that it does, the listening and all that jazz, but I don't mind it because I'm getting the stuff that I want. I feel like I've become good at asking for what I want. I love that every morning, like it knows every morning that I go on there to learn some stuff, and it gives me cool stuff to learn. And so I'm getting what I want. But if I wasn't, then I would need to make some switches and go to that search bar. So that's something to consider. Not only what kind of actual content on internet are you taking in, and do you need to make some changes, but what about your life? You need to start searching out some things intentionally for your life, because it's just responding. The universe is responding. Got a little bug or something. It's just responding to things that you're putting out. It's like, oh, that person seems to care an awful lot about that. I will give them some more of that. So if it's giving you stuff that you're not interested in, you've got to make some changes, and it has to be conscious. That was my thought today. So there you go.